Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. This is going to be a brief showcase of a maximum damage build that I have been working on. This is not going to be an in-depth guide unlike most of the videos that I post on my channel. So if you are looking for an in-depth guide on a more of a viable bow build, I would highly suggest that you take a quick look at the previously posted Robin Hood build. I will also be providing a link to that video at the end of this video. So without too much of an introduction, let's take a look at the build components. For the main hand, the choice of Proud Lance relies on one factor. You get 40% damage increase from this one weapon. Then you want to slot it either with lifesteal, or increases stamina, or increase max health. For the choice of your bow, you can either go with a U longbow or you can also go with a short bow. They are both agility weapons. You want to add lightning arrow, knockout shot, or evasive shot if you have one, and finish it off with multi-shot. For your infusion, you want to go for max focus increase, and you want to have damage increase if there are no enemies nearby. I would like to mention that the range on this particular affix is just a little more than the range that you would find on the heal aura. So as long as you're not up in the melee distance or in face of your enemies, you should be getting the damage increase from this affix. Then you want to have lightning damage infusion, stamina recovery based on durability, and the rest of the affixes are left to your discretion. For your headgear, you want to go for shock buildup, you want to have lightning damage increase, you want to have gain focus on inflicting any status, and you want to have damage taken decrease based on durability for a little bit of an added protection. The rest is again left to your discretion. For your main armor, you want to have max health increase, or you can have max stamina increase if you are confident in your ability to dodge and parry or generally avoid enemy damage. Then you want to have focus gain increase, max health increase, and overall speed increase based on inflicting shock status. The rest again is left to you. For your gloves, you want to go for shock buildup and another shock buildup. Then you want to go for focus gain increase, gain health on kill, indestructible, and drain health. For your pants, you want to go for max stamina increase. The reason why you want to go for max stamina increase over stamina cost reduction is because stamina cost reduction currently does not work with bows. If that is ever changed in the upcoming hotfixes, to change this infusion to stamina cost. Then you want to go for focus gain increase, max stamina increase based on focus, damage taken reduction, and the rest again left to your discretion. For your rings, you want to go with Rune Ring, Band of Calmness, and Ring of Broken Promises. Now, credit where credit's due. The idea for this video came out of a discussion I had with a fellow viewer where they were asking about using Proud Lance instead of the Midnight Blade. So I thought that I would just make a video so you can see it all fleshed out and see whether or not this is a build that you would rather use instead of the Robin Hood build. Anyways, let's go through the Crucible.
This place is burrowing inside my mind.
You know, she becomes really annoying if you're doing multiple runs and you keep dying because you're testing a build, and every time you come back she says the same thing. Wish I could just back her out of here. Anyways, let's start the Crucible run. This is going to be a run without using any echoes, just to give you a fair and square representation of what this build can do in the real world if you're going through plague areas and whatnot. All right. The first few levels, I'd say right up to stage 5 or 6, you should have no problem one-shotting most of the enemies. The larger ones, you will probably still have to do the normal arrow combo with but the large ones you just kill them sorry, got a little messy over there. Anyway, your combo should be just your arrow followed up by your electric arrow. You can also charge your electric arrow and it will do more damage. I'm just not sure if it will use more focus. If you don't want to charge your shots, you can just go with a regular shot followed right up by an electric shot. The combination of the focus you will regain from killing the enemies and what you get from applying shock status usually completely negates the amount of focus you will lose using your lightning arrow. So I'm right back at the same amount of focus that I had before that. You can clear the entire crucible like this. If you do take any damage echoes, survivability echoes, anything, one or two echoes, this build will just completely trivialize the Crucible Run and the Echo Knight fight. But I am adamant on trying to see whether or not you can actually kill the Echo Knight without using any echoes. Leave me alone. So I'm gonna have to get rid of them. New shop is pretty nice. I just wish you could buy embers from him. I think that would be a great addition to the Crucible. Because right now, like, I'm sitting at 99 gloam seeds and I have nothing to spend it on. Unless I'm going to be using the Cleanse World function, there's really nothing else to spend it. And I think that would, if you could trade those for embers, even if you are unable to finish your Crucible Run, it would still have a sizable impact on your progression as a player, because you can use those embers to reroll your gear and get stronger. And it would give players an incentive to play the Crucible, even if they're not able to kill the Echo Knight. There's one more left. You know, it would be great if you had an explosive shot. Just to give you a little bit of... You know what? Backstab has been kind of buggy. See? Doesn't give... That's... Right around here, you want to start using your damage increase. Shooting. Clearing the crucible or clearing plagued areas is not going to be an issue at all. What I find to be a little problematic is managing your stamina, especially in longer boss fights where you need to dodge on top of landing your shots. See how squishy the build is? It's always a bad idea to go in. Just pick off your enemies from a distance. How are all those shots missed? There is an affix that you could take for your pants that will give you extra damage after running for a certain period of time. I think it's 4 seconds. It could boost up your damage in places like this where you're just waiting for mobs to show up. But because you spend so much of your time just charging up your bow shots, I'm not sure if that's going to be that much of an effective addition to this build, but it is something to consider since our aim has been to maximize damage as far as possible. Okay, let's go to the Echo Knight and see if we are able to manage without any echoes. Would have been nice to take some of those. Okay, so that's what you could expect from a typical boss encounter, where the smallest of missteps can end up being your demise. Now let's take a little bit more of a strategical approach to the fight and see if we can get better results this way. So it's doable, but again, I honestly cannot say that this is a viable range build because I had to use parrying in order to have enough focus to kill him in time. Other than that, there's really not much to say about the build. It's damage focused and it will take a lot of practice in order to be able to deal with some of the bosses in the game effectively. If you take, as I mentioned before, if you take any of the damage echoes or anything that gives you more stamina or focus regeneration, you will have an absolutely easy time going through the Crucible. But again, if you are looking for a more well-rounded build that's not going to let you down if you miss one parry or a dodge, or you take an extra shot so you don't have enough stamina to dodge an incoming attack, I would highly suggest you go with the Robin Hood build. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this build interesting, to say the least, and if you have any comments or if you have any suggestions about how to improve this build, please do leave me a comment and I will make sure to read all of them and respond and maybe make a new build later. Have a great day and see you all later. Bye.